I'm heading over to the island. I gotta look at a job, and then I thought maybe I'll stop in and see a friend of mine. And I got up at 4 a.m. and it's almost 5. I'm just trying to get everything ready, and I'm off to the ferry. Gotta eat too, so anyway, let's go. It's dark out. There's so much construction around that there's cones and lane changes and like a lot. It is really foggy this morning. It's also -1 right now, and that is Celsius. I'm heading towards one of the ferries. So we got 2 ferries. We've got Sawasan, and we have Horseshoe Bay. And I figure with traffic, it might be quicker for Sawasan, but I'm not too sure. Because I'm pretty much going there, heading up, saying hello, probably grab some food, and then head back. So it's just a quick turnaround day.
Caught behind Venetian blinds, out of reach for the city lights. This ain't where I belong.
I'm not used to the truck being so low, so I don't know what my height is. So I'm gonna have to get out measure. I'm under 7 feet supposedly, but I don't fit my garage, and I think that door is at 7, or I'm right at 7. I gotta measure that. Yeah, maybe I'll do it right now.
Gone, sitting in my pocket, in plain sight, all alone.
So I've got roughly about 4 to 6 inches of space, and that's not, I feel really uncomfortable with that. It's a little scary. But I get it. I guess it is what it is. I've never been up here because I've always been too big. And I've always been in the lower section, but I don't have the tent on the back or the rack. So that puts me a lot lower. So, and it's a little bit cheaper.
All I know, I got lost along the way. Fell between the foam, pulling the stitches. Time to let go, so come what may.
That's beautiful. I love sunrises and sunsets. But especially with this colder weather we're starting to get, you're starting to see a lot more of that. Those are pretty nice lifeboats. 2 motors on those things. This is for us though. These lifeboats. Inflatables. Look at that. Just look at that. So this is what I'm talking about. I've got not very much space here. And that's a high beam. This one here is actually even lower. So it's a little intimidating. Looks like I've got, on this one, I've got about 8 inches. So I probably have about 6 inches going through here.
Don't look before you leave. What you give, you get to keep. So long, farewell, bye-bye. Let's have a toast for those lost old lives.
So someone asked me, what got you into overlanding? I grew up adventuring, and my parents love to travel, so I've traveled all through the US and Canada. Later on, we started doing more 4x4ing. My parents always liked motorcycles and stuff like that. But later on, we started 4x4ing, and I remember a lot of epic trips with my parents. And, you know, once I moved out and I started working and started my different career paths, I kind of lost that whole, I don't know, I just lost that drive, that camping, that adventure, that I had a different kind of adventure. My adventure was business, and I would travel. And I was usually on a plane every weekend. And I was traveling all over US and Canada and international, and it got tiring. When the pandemic hit, I had a job that I was on, and I've got a client, I'm building their house, I have a promissory note of $90,000 for the first phase. They said, okay, let's go on to the second phase. So I'm into this project, $180,000. With interest is $250,000 plus lawyers and all that other stuff. And I, at that point, instead of going crazy, going nuts, losing my mind, I needed something to do, something to occupy my mind, because I'm not working on the computer anymore. I've got no work, so everything's shut down. I'm the type of person that likes to work, 12, 16-hour days sometimes. And now I'm working 2-hour weeks. So I needed something to keep me from going crazy. So we, went out on an adventure. Now, previously to the pandemic, it was Christmas time, 2019. We were doing the Christmas parade, and I reached out to a friend of mine who is a DJ. Many of you know him as Chrome from Vancity Van Life. And throughout his years, he's had a few different names. We've been there, we've known each other since, 93, if I recall. And I did, he was DJ Blaze. He was, I think the first logo I designed for him was West Coast DJs or something like that. But I think it was 93 that we go back. So, we're 20 plus years. So we had stayed in touch. We'd see each other throughout the years, whether it was on the freeway or at a dollar store, at a pet store. It was kind of funny because we kind of lived near each other all the time. And so I reached out to him because I needed some music. And he's like, I'm not doing music anymore. I'm doing YouTube. Now, I had done YouTube. All I really did was I took interviews and threw them up on YouTube, and that's it. I hadn't really, done anything real. So I knew a bit about it, but not a lot. So I met with him and he explained it all to me. He's like, you should try it. So we were doing this project that owes me all this money. And I grabbed my site super, Justin, and put Justin behind the camera. Actually, no, I was behind the camera. And I'm filming everything, and Justin's like, Daryl, we're gonna do this differently. He's like, you need to be in front of the camera. I'm like, I'm not that kind of person. I'm shy. I don't want to be in front of the camera. He's like, no, you need to be in front of the camera. So we did our first YouTube shoot for my old construction company. And it was a lot of fun, actually. And we got some good feedback on it. So fast forward again, when I decided, I'm gonna try this, first of all, we went on an adventure. I'm like, this is beautiful. Why don't I film this? So we filmed it and we put it up on our construction channel. It did very well. I think we had 24,000 hits or something like that. Asked Chrome, and Chrome's like, that's great, but he's like, you're gonna confuse people. You're mixing up your content. He's like, that's construction. This is different. This is adventure. So I'm like, okay, so I gotta set something else up. So being that I'm from Vancouver, I thought, okay, let's do Vancity Adventure. Well, Chrome had Vancity Van Life. So I asked him, I said, do you mind me using the Vancity part because, you know, we're both from the same area. I can't use, you know, whether it's Cloverdale Adventure or Langley Adventure or Surrey Adventure or whatever it was, just didn't flow. So he's like, yeah, I wouldn't have done that now because there's too much confusion, but our brand is there. And for any of you that are confused on that, I apologize. Chrome has his stuff, Vancity Van Life. I respect all that. And this isn't anything against Chrome, and Chrome, you ever see this? Nothing against you, man. I don't watch your channel. I don't watch his stuff because I don't want to be influenced by where he goes, what he does, how he films, any of that. So I did in the beginning, and I don't watch it for that reason. I want to be myself. I want to be an individual. I don't want someone saying I'm a copycat. So everything we do is us. Now, when we set up the channel and when we started, that was we filmed our first adventure. Of course, that first adventure we didn't film. So the second adventure we filmed, put it up on the channel, and it did well. So then I pulled it from there, which I should have left it, but I pulled it and set it onto our new channel, our new platform, and that was April. Was that April 1st? No, April 9th. Was it April 9th? I'd have to look back now. I forgot already. When we started that channel. We actually started a bit before that, but on YouTube we started actually in July, so there's a lot of confusion. So we have a few months in between of where we actually started and where we put it on YouTube. But that aside, it is what it is. When you can get out in nature, away from all the city, all the noise, all the people, all the traffic, there's a sense of calmness. And after a stressful week, it's just nice to get out and relax. Now, the evolution has been amazing as well because we have grown a lot. Our channel has grown, our truck has grown. Right now, it feels naked because I don't have the tent or the rack on there, or the cover, because that's stuck in the mail strike. And the truck handles differently too. So my whole rear end of the truck is a lot lighter. And I feel the difference when I'm driving as well. Because everything is tuned in for that tent and the rack, for that weight. So my shocks, my leaf springs, everything is tuned to that weight. So everything I feel right now. And I'm sitting up a little bit higher too. I deflated the airbags a little. But this adventure has been amazing. It really has. It has been an adventure that I'll never forget. You know, I've said it in many of my seminars. You know, this isn't just a vlog of my son, myself, sometimes my wife, Tasha. This is our lives. This is what we are doing. This is truly an experience that, you know, 50 years down the road, Caden can turn around and watch and, you know, remember certain things that he did with his dad or with Tasha or his mom. And I look at it, because my dad passing away now for 2 years, I can turn back and see some of these. I mean, I think I only filmed a couple things with Dad, which I feel bad now. But I was able to walk through his first grade school with him and see that emotion and those memories and everything just flowing. I can watch that now. And there's those good memories. So for me to see what we're doing, this is something that Caden can show his kids. This is what Grandpa and I did. His kids can show. This is what great Grandpa and Grandpa used to do. That kind of stuff. And great Grandpa's in there. It's just, it just boggles me. It's just truly amazing. And I thank all of you for following us and commenting and just being there for us in this adventure. It's great when we can go to Wyoming and pull into Walmart and have people come up to us saying, we love you, we watch your show. And that was, for me, that was the coolest feeling. I've had it happen locally on the ferry in Vancouver. I'll get text messages or Instagram messages and Facebook messages, and that is pretty cool. But when you are thousands of miles away and that happens, to me, that is epic.